Okay, hello everyone. My name is Paulina. Yep. And I lead a team of full-stack developers at a Polish educational company, odrabiamy.pl. And today I would like to ask you a question. Have you ever done code review? Okay, this was rhetorical. You obviously have. So have you ever received code review? No hands? Okay, you're still traumatized. Yeah, I get it. Code review is difficult. It's hard, and you probably, if you are like me, probably at some point in your career, you wanted to find some tips on how to do it properly, and you Googled it, and yep, you found like 5, 6, 11, 12, 30, 62, like every number you could think of. Yeah, so you were terrified. That didn't really help, did it? So it's also absurd at times. Imagine you have a really long PR with 80 files changed that just, looks good. And then you have a really short one with just a link to the fancy React docs and some React logo added, where every detail stands out and suddenly everyone has something to say. Yeah, so it is hard, and it's probably not the most pleasant thing to do at work, is it? But why? Well, I think that one of the most important reasons is that we have become developers to build things. So we like to create code, create features, ship them to production, and see them live. And well, code review isn't really an act of creation, is it? It's definitely not that satisfying. And secondly, it demands a huge amount of focus, because first of all, you have to switch contexts between what you're writing and what you are reviewing. Then you have to understand the reviewed code business-wise, and finally, you haven't been there from the beginning of the process, so you don't really know the decisions the author was making and the way the code was evolving. And then, again, well, it lies between our tech and soft skills. Now, as we all know, the latter are really hard to master. And it's not even about communication itself, which is already difficult. It's also about what I think is, in general, one of the most difficult things in life, including personal, giving and receiving feedback. So you really have to make sure you accept criticism without taking it personally. And then you also have to offer criticism in a really objective way. And finally, it might be unrewarding. Now, well, this one depends on your manager and your company culture and how your performance is reviewed. But imagine you have a guy at your company who works on a very important feature, and you do code review for him, and you spot some serious bugs, and you actually save the feature in a way. So you spend hours helping him, but then when the feature reaches production, it is that guy who is rewarded, not you. So yeah, it is demanding, and it's not probably our best thing to do at work, and yet we do it. Why? Well, in order to answer this question, I would like you to imagine you are a junior developer at your company, and you have an application where you show a banner, some advertisement to every user that visits the application. And your task is to show the banner only if the user hasn't seen it yet. So you're like, okay, this is fine. We talked about it during the refinement. You want to store the information in the browser's memory. And you're like, okay, I will do it. So what you do is you install a React cookie package. You wrap the application in a cookies provider. You show the banner if the banner scene cookie isn't set, and when the user closes the banner, you set the banner scene cookie to true. You think, okay, this is fine. You push your code to GitHub or whatever. You open a PR, and you go for a cup of coffee. And the Hunger Games begin. The first guy to review your code is actually someone who does it just out of duty. He does it because he has to. He's really hardworking. So he notices that, well, maybe storing the information in the cookie isn't the best option because, cookies have limited space. You don't need that information on the server. So he leaves that comment, and yeah, that's it. And then comes another guy who has written most of the code in the repository, and he really feels he has to protect his baby code from any intruder. So when he sees your code, he's like, yeah, he used kebab casing for the cookie name. And he leaves a comment that you should use camel casing for that. And then there's another guy. Now this one, that's difficult. He's a senior developer that 2 weeks ago opened a PR where you spotted some tiny stupid bug. And he's angry, and he wants his revenge. So he leaves a comment saying that you can't be serious with using cookies for that. And do you even imagine the context, the impact the context has on the application? So yeah, by that time, you're back from your coffee break, and well, you're devastated, right? But essentially, all of them are true, all of them are right. So you think, okay, I will rewrite this to storage, and you do it. So you actually use local storage for that, for storing the information about if the user has seen the banner or not. And yeah, you push your changes to GitHub, you update the PR, request review, and it's not the end yet. There's another guy who always knows better than anyone, and he opens every PR to show off. So he really likes to boast about his knowledge. And he's like, you probably don't know such advanced concepts in React, but there is this new hook that you could use sync external store. Yeah, so you see his comment, and you think, yeah, this guy, he has a brain. He probably knows what he's saying. So I will do that. I will use this new sync external hook store, sync external store hook, and yeah, we see how it goes. You think it's the end? No. No, this guy, he's a senior developer, he's a really great mentor, and he does code review to learn from others and teach others. So he is really nice, and he says that, yeah, this hook is nice, but actually it's useful, especially when you want to subscribe to external store changes, which is not really the case here. And also, like the storage event, which you subscribe to, is only fired when the changes to the store are made outside of the current page. So you would still need state for that. And finally, there is yet another guy. And he's your best friend. And he's always optimistic about everything and really positive. So he leaves a comment, like joking that he thought that React 18 was like the Loch Ness Monster or Yeti that everyone talks about, but no one has seen it. And that Dan Abramov would be proud of you for using this hook. But he still does some proper code review, and he says that, well, you still need state to make sure that the banner is hidden when the user closes it. So all of these Smurfs are supposed to demonstrate different types of motivation we might have to code review, and we could categorize them, the attitudes as negative, neutral, or positive. And among the negative ones, it's this. The first one is this jealousy code protection stuff, when you feel you have to protect your code. The second one is revenge, and the third one is like showing off. And they're negative because they can really destroy the communication in the team, your relationships with other teammates, or even yourself. The neutral is just duty. You do code review because you have to. And the positive ones, you can do code review because you want to share knowledge. You can do it to grow personally, and here I mean not only knowledge itself, but also things like social skills or critical thinking, and you can also do it out of empathy, and you can do it to have fun, which I think just got missed from the slide, but you can do it to have fun. And today I would like you to think, which team do you choose? And I'm pretty sure most of us play in different teams, depending on the time of the day, on our mood, on the person whose code we are reviewing. And I've also been there. I used to be driven by revenge with this one guy I had on my team, who, whenever he opened a PR, I would be like, release the Kraken, I'm coming for you. Sometimes I really feel I have to protect my baby code from the influence of others so that it doesn't get spoiled. Usually I just do it out of duty. It's my job. I have to do it. But the best moments I have are when I do it for fun. And it happens with my team quite often, that we leave some memes in the comments, some jokes. And I think we do it because we really like each other, and we treat this code review sphere as another sphere where we can meet. So yeah, we enjoy being together, but I also think we do it because it makes this whole process a little bit lighter. So yeah, it's still feedback, right? It's still criticism. So with all those jokes, it's like, it's easier to handle. But in order for this to work, you really need to make sure you have a similar sense of humor, so no one gets offended. And of course, you still need to do proper code review, right? Because this is the point. So what exactly is proper code review? We've seen those slides from many different websites with like never-ending checklists. And I think all of those rules boil down to two simple questions. And the first one is, does the code work, actually? So does it do what it's supposed to do without breaking anything? Like security, performance, previously developed features, and stuff. And the second question is, do you like it? Now, this one might seem trivial, but it's super important because you really need to think if the code is consistent with the rest of the code base, if it's understandable, readable, and it might be the first time you look at the code, but it's definitely not the last time. And if there's anything that makes you angry now, it will still make you angry the next time you see it. And well, we spend 8 hours a day with this code, so wouldn't it be nice if we just liked it? Also, think about any newcomer to the code base, any junior who might enter the code base. It's not hard, I think, to write something that is really complicated. It's hard to write something that everyone feels comfortable, right? So, last thing to say, well, you might wonder if it's really worth it, like doing code review and stuff, and I really think it is. I believe that good code review culture at your company means good code and maintainable code, and code where everyone feels safe and secure. And yep, I think it's, that culture is really worth fighting for and maintaining. So enjoy your code reviews, and now your coffee break, and thank you.